Hello, this is Wilden Well Armed. Today we're looking at three top shelf, probably the three biggest brands of U.S. knife makers that have out the side automatic. I was trying to go for that 3.5 range, that sweet spot. So up front is the Microtech SOCOM Elite Auto, and this one is actually called the Apocalyptic Standard. So here's the box of that. So just real quick, the blade is overall from tip to very back would be 3.98 inches long, and the actual blade surface area is 3.72. Thickness is 0.19. Closed, it's 5.19. Overall length is 9.18. It is tip down, and it is a Tonto blade, aluminum handle, and the blade is CTS 204P. Weighs in at 4.8 ounce. So let's take a look at this one. So it does have the stonewash finish. It does have a large button. This does not have the traditional weird screws that Microtech likes using. It has regular torque screws, which makes it a lot easier. This is a big blade. It comes out fast and heavy. So that blade is 0.19 inches thick, almost a fifth of an inch thick. So that's really got a lot of torque when it comes out and a lot of weight. So had this been a lighter blade, it would be a lot faster. The grip is what I call skateboard grip on the inserts. It's got a nice carry clip, easy to maintain. So this is all aluminum on the grip. So we'll put that one right here. And next on the list is the ProTech TR3 X1 operator. So the blade is overall 3.6. The actual blade, the cutting surface of the blade is 3.32. The thickness is 1.12 inch thick. Closed, it is 4.61 inches long. Overall, exactly 1/8. And this one really fires fast. That's how a ProTech should sound and does sound when it opens. And this is tip up, of course, you can see, versus, so that's, you can see tip up versus tip down. And then this is a drop point. I love this type of blade. And then it's aluminum grip. This is the fish scale pattern for the TR3, and operator has the tritium tube right here, so it doesn't need charging. It'll glow for about 25 years, and then it goes to a half-life at that point. So it holds a great edge, and this one weighs 3.8 ounces. I didn't say, but this one weighs 4.8 ounces. So this is, I think, all in the blade is that extra weight. So the third knife today, this has been my EDC for about 4 years, ever since it came out, I think. So this is the Benchmade 4400 series Casbah. It's similar to the bug out. I liked it more at the time of the bug out. Everybody seemed to have the bug out, so I wanted something a little bit different. So the Benchmade is the smallest of the three. So the blade is 3.59 overall, I mean, from here to here. The actual cutting surface is from here to here is 3.36, so it's the smallest of them all. The thickness is 0.12, so it is slightly, it's about the same as the ProTech. Closed, the whole case is a 4.44 versus a 4.61. So you can see it's slightly smaller. And then this is also tip up. So these two are tip up, and that's tip down. Finding tip down is not as bad as I thought. But, you know, when you pull it out, it kind of fits right in your hand in the right direction. I always prefer tip up. But this is also a drop point blade. This keeps an incredible edge. I've sharpened it many times, and it does hold a great edge for a long time. So this is a drop point, and the handle is made out of G10, but there's steel liner inside there to give it more rigidity. So this has been a good knife. I really like it. I know there's a lot of anguish and resentment toward Benchmade because they're 2A stance and what they did destroying weapons and helping police do it in a more safely manner was their claim. So the steel on this is CMP S30V. We'll just call it S30V, but CMP is their kind of mix on it. It does say that as far as branding goes, Benchmade is branded here, has the steel type here, and the butterfly on the blade. The operator, I think ProTech was really bold. Everybody knows it's a ProTech just by the sound of it and the look. It definitely has a ProTech look. No need to do the branding for the operator series. In fact, they're going through all their different knives and making an operator in every version, it seems. So kudos to them for no longer billboarding. Microtech has a small brand here and a large brand here. It's kind of laser etched in there, but it goes from basically here to here. So it's a pretty big brand compared to the butterfly. This is the only one with a lock on it. So I like that. Sometimes I don't like it when it's deployed and I wasn't. Now, as far as opening up, this one, I guess you could say would be a non-threatening. So when you open, it just kind of snaps. It doesn't, it's more or less, I could flick it open that quick with a flipper, but maybe faster. But you can open it up and around non-knife people, and they're not going to be too intimidated by it. Some people still are, just because it's black blade, black handle, scary knife. The ProTech, it definitely fires with authority. So I think this Microtech was a little bit faster when I got it, but I was using it to break up some ice, and maybe it got a little wet. I haven't oiled it since then. So, but it definitely, you better be holding the handle pretty good because it will pop out of your hand. So no safety on this. It does have the regular hex screws to take it apart, which is a big plus for Microtech. Glad they went that way. ProTech, these are not hex screws. I don't think. I think they're just regular Allen all the way around. I do like the torque screws more than standard Allen or hex, and same with these. So this one is reversible, so it could be left or right hand, where these two are right hand only. I think that's kind of a minus for these two. That's a plus. So if you like the safety, that's a plus. Also, now weight-wise, this one is 4.8 ounces, 3.8 ounces, and 3.5 ounces. So you can see these two are more or less indistinguishable on blade, overall length, and as well as blade length. This is just in a separate category. So you can see it's probably maybe almost a centimeter longer, not quite a half-inch longer, but it also is coming down. It's the only knife with gimping in the blade, I guess, with that extra half-inch. The blade does drop down a bit, where the others come straight across. The gimping would be here, and also underneath. This one has more gimping here, a longer part, but nothing underneath. And this one has gimping here and here, also here. So like all that. As far as the grip goes, this G10, it feels kind of dry in your hand. It doesn't have as good a grip as either of these two. I really like the finger hold for the first finger right there. It has the fish scale is more grippy than the G10, but the Microtech with the skateboard, it's definitely the most grippy. This feels more of a substantial knife. If weight doesn't bother you, then Microtech's your way. I think there is a smaller version. I thought I was getting the smaller version. I thought this was going to be closer to a 3.5, but I consider it almost a 4. But it's probably, these are kind of 3.5s, and this is a 4. Definitely bigger, much bigger, ½ inch longer in the when it's closed. So that's all three. Let me know if you have any questions about any of these. We went over pretty much everything. Didn't really look at the thickness. We'll look at the thickness of the three right now. And so pretty much all the same thickness. Well, you have to say this one is definitely thicker. So maybe 25% thicker. This has been a great carry knife. I know Benchmade's not so popular anymore with the 2A crowd, but they still make a great knife. I don't know what they need to do to make amends to be back in the good fold of gun owners. Oh, one more thing. This one does have a glass breaker, so that's a nice little tip. Has a lanyard loop, and the way it tapers down to nothing really makes a nice feel in your hand. No glass breaker, and no glass breaker here. So that's all three. So if you have any questions, let me know. This is Will and Well Armed. Have a great day and be prepared.